So the Premier League is back. Thank God the internationals are finished with. This weekend I'm giving you my scoreline predictions for all Premier League games over the weekend. Saturday, Sunday and Monday night games. I'm going to kick it off with Everton versus West Ham. We all know that Everton are lying in 18th in the Premier League and West Ham who are lying in 8th. Everton who have lost all of the last 4 games and West Ham are picking up wins and draws all over the Premier League. But this weekend I do believe Everton will start to bounce back, and I do believe this is the kind of game that they need to kind of win, because they need to get themselves out of that position of 18th relegation. For the team they've got, they shouldn't be there. Premier League is not as easy as everyone thinks. It is a tricky no matter where you go. But I believe this weekend Everton will win, and I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Everton. Then we move it on to Aston Villa versus Brighton. Do you know that Aston Villa and Brighton have never ever played in the Premier League? So this is the first time in history that they've played against each other in the Premier League. Aston Villa, who are lying in 15th, and Brighton, who are lying in 14th. Teams are really close this season. But I do believe this weekend Aston Villa will come out victorious, and I do think they're going to get a 2-0 win. Then we move it on to Bournemouth versus Norwich. Bournemouth who are lying in 10th and Norwich who are lying in 19th. We all know that Norwich had that great start, even picking up wins against Man City. This weekend I do believe Bournemouth at home is a horrible place to go. Pitch is really close to the stands and stuff like that. Fans get on your back. Bournemouth is a horrible place to go. I do believe Bournemouth will win this game, and I'm going to go with a 3-1 win for Bournemouth. Then we move it on to Chelsea versus Newcastle. This is the 48th time Chelsea have played Newcastle in the Premier League. Chelsea winning 24, Newcastle winning 12, and the rest are draws, and that was 12 as well. This weekend I do believe Chelsea will be too strong for Newcastle, so I'm going with a convincing win for Chelsea, and I'm going to pick up a 3-0 win for them. Then we move it on to Leicester versus Burnley. Burnley are a horrible side to play against. Leicester, who are lying in 4th, so far so good for them. They're kind of in that Champions League spot and they deserve to be where they are. But like I say, Burnley is always a tricky team to play against, no matter if you're home or away. And like I say, Burnley are not 7th in the league for no reason. They're picking up wins. They were unlucky against Arsenal at the Emirates, so they didn't pick up any points. But again, I'm going to go with another home win, and I'm going to say 2-1 to Leicester. Then we move it on to Spurs versus Watford. Watford rock bottom of the Premier League still. And then you've got the teams like Tottenham, who have not come into this game with much confidence. 7-2s in the Champions League, getting knocked out by Colchester, losing to Brighton. All good for me. But I do believe Spurs will bounce back and they will pick up a 3-0 win. Then it's Wolves versus Southampton. Now we all know that Wolves had that rocky start at the start of the season. Maybe that might be due to the Europa League. And Southampton, who are not doing that great this season so far as well. I do believe it's going to be a tight game, and I'm going to go with just a 1-0 win, but I'm going to go with a 1-0 win to Wolves. Then we move it on to the 5:30 kickoff. Crystal Palace versus Manchester City. Now, Manchester City again need to bounce back. They need to start putting that pressure back on Liverpool, who don't play to the Sunday, so they're needing to kind of pick up a win. Crystal Palace, they've been to Man City and they've won, and they kind of sometimes pick up results at Crystal Palace against Man City. Looking at a couple of seasons ago, that kind of game on, I think it was Boxing Day or New Year's Day, and they could have won it with a penalty in the last minute, but they didn't. Crystal Palace is a hard place for Man City to go, but I'm going to go with a 3-1 win for Manchester City. Then we move it on to the Sunday game, the big game of the weekend. Manchester United versus Liverpool. Now, we've seen that the injuries for Manchester United, what they're doing, they're picking up a lot of injuries. International break, David De Gea's out, Pogba's out, and even like the likes of Liverpool, they're doing a fitness test for Mo Salah sort of last minute. And I was looking at the sort of stats for Liverpool versus Man United at Old Trafford, and I don't think Liverpool have won there since that 4-1 win in the Premier League in 2009. So they ain't got the greatest record going to Old Trafford, but I do believe this weekend they'll pick up the results, and I do believe it'll be another win for Liverpool, and I'm going to go with a 3-1 win for Liverpool. Then we move it on to the last game of the weekend, my team, Sheffield United versus Arsenal. My team Arsenal playing Sheffield United. Do you know we played Sheffield United in the Premier League 3 times away and 3 times at home? We've never won away, so hopefully fingers crossed that we can pick up the result this Monday night and get that first win against Sheffield United away. And I'm going to say it again, I do believe that we'll kind of pick up the results, and I'm going with another 3-1 win for Arsenal. So there you go. That is my scoreline predictions for the weekend. Like I say, buzzing the Premier League's back. And let me know your scoreline predictions as well. Get involved. If you believe that some of the scoreline predictions I've given out, you don't believe that's right, let me know. Drop a comment. Look forward to seeing all your comments, and come on the Premier League. So glad you're back. But main thing is come on Arsenal, beat Sheffield United and get that Champions League spot.